Hello, welcome you to all in this Polity series. In this video, we will talk about the part 2 of Indian Constitution, that is the citizenship. Now, what is the citizenship? In Hindi, we call it Nagarikta. Now, the citizenship is mentioned in the part 2 of Indian Constitution, and it is mentioned from the Article 5 to Article 11. Now, I want to give you the definition of the citizenship, so I have written there two type of definition. The first definition says that the citizenship, it is the romance between the state and the citizens. मीन्स व्हाट इज़ द मीनिंग ऑफ रोमांस? रोमांस का मतलब यहाँ पर ये है कि देर इज़ सम सॉर्ट ऑफ रिलेशन बिटवीन द स्टेट एंड द सिटीजन. नाउ स्टेट की डेफिनेशन आई हैव ऑलरेडी स्टेटेड दैट द डेफिनेशन ऑफ द वर्ड स्टेट, इट इज़ मेंशन्ड इन द आर्टिकल 12 ऑफ द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. जस्ट फॉर द क्लैरिटी मैं आपको बता दूं, द स्टेट मीन्स इट इज़ नॉट द यूपी स्टेट, और इट्स नॉट द उत्तराखंड स्टेट, एमपी स्टेट, और इट इज़ नॉट द स्टेट जस्ट लाइक द सॉलिड, लिक्विड और गैस फॉर दैट मैटर. ओके, फ्रॉम स्टेट हेयर वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द नेशन. हेयर वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द all the PSU or all the company where the government has some sort of share. So this is the definition of this state. We will look at this definition further in the Article 12. Now, so the meaning of the citizenship, as I told you, it is the romance, some sort of an intricate relation, some sort of intricate relation which is established between the state and the center. So there's a sort of bonding between the state and the citizen, so not center, between the state and the citizens. There's some sort of bonding, and that bonding is denoted by the citizenship. Clear? The next what we can talk about is, it is some sort of symbiotic relationship between the state and the citizens. Now, what is the meaning of symbiotic relationship? Symbiotic means that the center means that the state depends on the citizens and the citizens depend on the state, means the vice versa. Clear? The state depends on the center, on the citizen, the state depend on the citizens and the citizen depend on the state, vice versa. So it is some sort of mutual relation. It is some sort of mutual relation, and this mutual relation, what we are calling it as the symbiotic relation, that one depends on other or both depends on each other. Clear? Now, how we will define this dependency? What type of dependency is that the state is having on the citizens and the citizens are having on the state? Now, for that matter, actually the state is providing some sort of rights to the citizens. Okay, so this is what the state is providing to the citizens, and in returns the citizens are providing some sort of duties, or citizens are doing some sort of duties for the state or for the proper working, proper functioning of the state. Clear? And these duties we came to know across as the fundamental duties. As we have already know, these are added by the 42nd Amendment of the 1976 by the Swarn Singh Committee. Okay, and there are total 10 fundamental duties and one added afterwards at 2002 with the 86th of अमेंडमेंट. दीज थिंग्स विल टॉक अबाउट इट लेटर, ये सेपरेटली हम बाद में भी बात करेंगे. सो यहाँ आपको सिर्फ इतना समझना है दैट द सेंटर इज गिविंग सम सॉर्ट ऑफ राइट टू द सिटीजन्स एंड इन रिटर्न्स द सिटीजन्स आर fulfilling their duties, and this type of symbiotic relationship is represented by the term known as the citizenship. And for that matter, we have a law known as the Indian Citizenship Act of 1955. In this act, there are various provisions mentioned under which the citizenship can be acquired by the citizen, and there are also some provisions regarding the renunciation of the citizenship. Means if you want to relinquish yourself, आपको citizenship छोड़नी है, भारत की नागरिकता छोड़नी है, so you can also do that. So there are some provisions under it. Clear? Now, this very famous definition which is given by the Hannah Arendt. She was the German American philosopher and historian. What she said? She said that the citizenship, it is the right to have rights. Means if you have the citizenship, it is, let's say it is a type of right, and this right, what will this right do? This right will give you the rest of the right. यानी कि अगर आपको citizenship का right मिल गया, अधिकार मिल गया, so your window is open to have more rights on the basis of the right of the citizenship. For example, if there's a person A, clear, and let's say this person A is the Indian citizens. Now if he is Indian citizen, so he has the right to equality, he has the right to employment, Article 16, he has the freedom of speech, he has the right to life, he has the right to religion. So all these rights, and he also has the right to minority. So all these rights are availed by the citizen A because on the basis that he has the Indian citizenship. So the thing is that having the Indian citizenship, it is the passport, it is the tunnel through which one can have many such more rights. And if I talk about vice versa of it, अगर इसका opposite बात किया जाए, what opposite? Let's say कि there's a person A, there person B again. Now he has the Article 14, he has the right to equality, he has the right to public employment, he has the right to freedom of speech, and he also has the right to life. He has all these four rights, but he don't have the Indian citizenship, or he is not an Indian citizen, he is an alien. So in this case, will he be in a position to avail these rights? No. The thing is, if you don't have the right of the citizenship, you cannot have the rest of the rights. Clear? So the thing is that the right to the citizenship, it is the window, or it is such a right which will avail you the rest of the rights, or you will be in a position to avail lots of the rights after having the right of the citizenship. So this was the definition given by the Hannah Arendt, who was a German philosopher and historian. Clear? Now there's some term associated with the chapter of the citizenship. Clear? The first is the domicile, the second is the residence. Now what is the difference between the domicile and the residence? Now residence means where you reside. Reside का मतलब रहना है ना. It's like if you fill a form, there's a column given, what is your residence, what is your permanent residence, what is your temporary residence. So residence means a place where a person reside, जहाँ पर वो रहता है. Now what is the meaning of then domicile? Now first you need to understand this thing, that the word domicile, it is nowhere defined in the constitution. Clear? Now there's a relation between the domicile and the residence. The domicile is something like where you reside. There's a place, let's say there's a place A, and in this place you want to reside, but you are residing right now, आप वहाँ पर अभी रह रहे हो, but apart from that you also want to reside only on this place A for rest of your life. So that become your domicile. Clear? Again, domicile is something where you are residing currently, And apart from that, you have some sort of intention also to reside on the same place for an indefinite period. Clear? So that become your domicile. Let's say, for example, again I'm explaining this thing. Domicile is equal to, there's a place A, or let's say this is Avas Vikas. Okay, now let's say I live in Avas Vikas, and I also want to live throughout my life in the same Avas Vikas. Then this location of Avas Vikas with my intention, this become my domicile. Clear? Now moving forward, the domicile is of the two type, or domicile could be of the two type. The first one is the domicile of the origin. What this means? Where I have born. Domicile of origin, where I have born. Here I don't have any choice. Where I was born, or where I have taken birth, that place cannot be my choice. Okay, because at that time I'm not that much conscious to decide the place where I'm going to be born. So this is not my choice. Okay, this was not in my hand. So the domicile could be of two types. The first is the domicile of the origin, or where I have taken birth. The second is the domicile of the choice. For example, this is my domicile, that is the Avas Vikas, where I live, and I have also some sort of intention to live on this same place, Avas Vikas, for the rest of my life. But somehow my job, I got a job in Mumbai. Now, because I got a job in Mumbai, so I have to shift to the Mumbai. Clear? So at that time, my domicile will become Mumbai, because now I'm living in the Mumbai, and I have also the intention to live in the Mumbai, because my job is there. So I will be there only for a very long time. So the thing is, the domicile could be of two types. The first one is the domicile of the origin, where a person has taken birth or he has born. And the second one is the domicile of choice, which a person choose by himself because of some reasons. Clear? So this is the difference between the domicile and the residence. Now moving forward, now there's a term known as the Aadhar. Aadhar. Now what is Aadhar then? You got the definition of the domicile, you got the definition of the residence. Now what is Aadhar? So Aadhar is the proof of your domicility, not the citizenship. Clear? Where you are residing. Okay, where you are residing and where you have intention to reside more, that is the domicile. It is displayed, or it is reflected, or it is shown by the Aadhar. So Aadhar is the proof of domicility or domicile, but it is not the proof of the citizenship. Clear? So this you should know for it. Now moving forward, if you're talking about the residence, as we have mentioned, residence का मतलब where you are residing, जहाँ पर आप क्या कर रहे हो, जहाँ पर आप रह रहे हो. Now the residence could be for two persons. ठीक. The first one, who is the citizens of India, who are the citizens of India and who are residing in India. So they are the residents of Indian residents. They have the Indian residence. Clear? The second one is any alien or any foreigner or any stranger who is residing in India. So in India, there can be two type of people. The first one, who is residing and who is the citizen of India. The second one is who is residing but who is not citizen of India. He is an alien. Now, the person who is the citizens of India, he owes the political allegiance to the state. He owes the political allegiance to the state. Now, what is the term allegiance means? Now, allegiance, it is a act of binding yourself. What does this means? This means the act of binding yourself. How? Emotionally. Okay? Intellectually. A course of action. Okay? Now, citizens, going to have the allegiance towards the state, or they owe the political allegiance to the state, means they have some sort of binding nature, or they have some sort of bonding towards the state. They have an emotional relation with the state, they have an intellectual relation with the state. Let's say, for example, there is an India Pakistan match. Okay, now at that match, the feeling what an Indian citizen will have will be different what the alien citizen will have. Okay, or what the alien will have. Clear? More accurately. So the thing is कि अगर वहाँ पर एक इंडियन सिटीजन है, सो उसकी जो फीलिंग होगी वो डिफरेंट होगी, बिकॉज ही ओज द पॉलिटिकल एलिजियंस टू द स्टेट, मीन्स ही हैज़ सम सॉर्ट ऑफ emotional bonding, some sort of intellectual bonding, some sort of bonding with the state. But this is not the case with the alien, foreigner, stranger, because they owe the political allegiance to their native country. वो अपनी जो native country है वहाँ के लिए political allegiance वो करते हैं, not to the state of India. Clear? So the thing is, the citizens, they have the civil and the political right. So a citizen is have the civil and the political both type of right. But if you talk about the aliens, now there again further some classification in the alien or any foreign person too. जो भी एक फॉरेनर आया है, ठीक है, इंडिया में, उसमें और एलियन में there's a classification. What is the classification? Now the alien can be of two type. The first one is the friendly alien, the second one is the enemy alien. Now what is the difference between them? Friendly alien, he is someone, means he is the citizens of those country with which India has the good healthy relation. Okay, just like we talk about the people of the USA, UAE, okay, and Europe. तो यहाँ के कोई लोग अगर इंडिया में आकर रह रहे हैं, ठीक है, और किसी काम से आए हुए हैं, सो दे आर एलियन बट दे आर फ्रेंडली एलियन. इन कंपेयर टू दैट, इफ देयर आर aliens or they are foreigners of a country with which India has at war. Let's say Pakistan. There was a time that India was in war with the Pakistan, or let's say in the year of 1998, Kargil won. So India was in the war with Pakistan on 1971. Clear? So that time the foreigners who were in India at that time were the alien but were the enemy alien. Clear? So this is the classification of alien. The first one is the alien could be a friendly alien with which India is at the good relation, and the second one is the enemy alien, means the citizens of that country with which India has war. Now the next term is the juristic personality. Either you can call it a juristic personality or juristic personality. Now what this personality is, what this juristic or the juristic personality. Now normally, if you talk about, normally whenever we refer a personality or whenever we refer a person, so means we are talking about some humans. Clear? But when you talk about the legal personality, okay, so this legal personality is known as the juristic person or juristic person. Now what this means, for example, there was a petition in the year of 1980. So in the 1980 there was a petition filed in the Supreme Court on the behalf of Lord Ram. Clear? And there was a dispute over the land of 2.77 acre. So this was the dispute of the land. So the petition was filed on the name of Lord Ram, and the claim was that of this land the 1.1/3 of the land belongs to the Muslim community, 1/3 land belongs to the Nirmohi Akhara, and 1/3 of land belongs to the Lord Ram. So the Lord Ram become a juristic personality or a legal personality in this case. Clear? So the thing is, if there's a normal person, he is a human being, no problem at all. Okay? He's a normal person. But the moment you talk about a legal personality or juristic personality, means anything which is not a human being. For example, if there is a company and there's a case going on in the Supreme Court or High Court on the behalf of this company, okay, with respect to, let's say, with the Union of India. So in that case, this company, it is a juristic personality, because the case was filed on the behalf of this company, the petition was filed on the behalf of company, so the company become the party in the case, and hence it is a juristic personality. Clear? So if I want to give some more definition, what will I say? Anything or any being other than, or anything or object which are treated as the person by law for the legal purpose. Means if there is any object or anything, non-living thing, which is treated as an person by law, for what? For legal purpose. Means if there's an object, if there's a thing, if there's a non-living thing, and to which we are considering as a person, okay, or not I'm considering as a person, the law is considering as a person for the legal purpose. Clear? So that is termed as the juristic personality. I hope you got clarity. कि कोई भी कंपनी है, कुछ भी है, doesn't matter. If it is non-living, if it is an object, okay, so it will be considered as the person by law for the legal purpose, and hence the Lord Ram become the juristic personality, or a company becomes a juristic personality. So this is the definition of a juristic personality. Now again we talk about what is the importance of the citizenship. What is the importance of the citizenship? फायदा क्या है इसका? Clear? First I told you, just like there's a state and there's a center. So it is some sort of romance between the center. Sorry, again I'm speaking it wrong. If there's a state and there's a citizen, not center. If there's a state and there's a citizen, so there's some sort of romance between them, some sort of symbiotic relation. Okay, some sort of symbiotic relation between them, means they depend on each other. How they depend? The state provides some sort of rights to the citizen, and in return the citizens perform some sort of duties. So interdependent करते हैं. तो एक तो ये इसकी इंपॉर्टेंस हो गई. ठीक, उसी के कोलैबोरेशन से क्या हो रहा है? The country is working smoothly. The next thing, the full potential membership in a country. Okay, as I told you that citizenship is the right to have rights. Clear? So what this means if you want to have the rights, so for that rights, to have the rights, you need to have the right. Which right? The right of the citizenship. Getting a point? Means you need to have the membership. What type of membership? Political membership. ठीक, आपको क्या मिल जाएगी? अगर आपको सिटीजनशिप मिल गई तो आपको पॉलिटिकल मेंबरशिप मिल जाएगी किसी भी कंट्री की, और पॉलिटिकल मेंबरशिप मिली यानी कि आपको ये राइट मिल गया, तो इसके बाद आपको ये सारे जो राइट्स हैं वो मिल जाएंगे. ठीक है, सो दिस इज द फर्स्ट बेनिफिट टू हैव द सिटीजनशिप. द सेकंड इज द permanent allegiance. I told you the meaning of allegiance. Allegiance means you have some sort of bonding. You have some sort of emotional attachment, intellectual attachment with the state. Clear? So the permanent allegiance. You show the permanent allegiance. And it also told you if there's an alien person, if there's a foreigner person, so he will show the allegiance to their native state. They will not show allegiance to the or towards the India. The third is give and take, the relationship between the individual and the state. Okay, give and take relationship. What they are giving and what they are taking. Giving means the state is giving the rights to the citizens. Okay, and taking, what the state is taking or want to avail some sort of the duties towards the state. They want कि citizens जो हैं they perform some sort of duties. They take care of the monuments. They respect the national anthem. They maintain the unity and integrity of the nation. They maintain the brotherhood. They maintain the fraternity. Okay, equality, justice, इन सबको maintain करके रखें. The next is the no dual citizenship. In India, there is a concept of single citizenship, and this concept we have borrowed from the UK. ठीक है, यानी कि ब्रिटिश से हमने ये कॉन्सेप्ट लिया हुआ है, यूके से कॉन्सेप्ट लिया हुआ है क्या, सिंगल सिटीजनशिप का. क्योंकि यूएसए की अगर बात की जाए तो यूएसए में जो होता है वहाँ पर डुअल सिटीजनशिप का कॉन्सेप्ट है. मीन्स इफ देयर इज अ पर्सन ए, सो ही विल बी द सिटीजन ऑफ द सेंटर का सिटीजन तो होगा ही. उसके अलावा वो जिस स्टेट में रह रहा है, लेट्स से कोई न्यूयॉर्क में रह रहा है, ठीक है, तो वो वहाँ का भी सिटीजन होगा और उस पूरे यूएसए का सिटीजन है ही. ठीक है, तो वहाँ पर डुअल सिटीजनशिप का कॉन्सेप्ट है. पर इंडिया में ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. ठीक, और एक और चीज़ पता होनी चाहिए आपको कि यूएस में बाय बर्थ, अगर आपका जो बर्थ है वो यूएस में हुआ है, ओनली देन यू कैन बिकम द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ द यूएसए. ठीक है, ये पता होना चाहिए. और बाकी जो प्रेसिडेंट है वो टू टाइम्स के लिए बन सकते हैं मैक्सिमम. ठीक है, पर इंडिया में ऐसा कोई प्रोविज़न नहीं है. इन इंडिया प्रेसिडेंट कैन बिकम एन नंबर ऑफ टाइम. ठीक है, सो दिस वॉज द इम्पॉर्टेंस ऑफ द सिटीजनशिप. नाउ मूविंग फॉरवर्ड, अब बात करते हैं द एक्विजिशन ऑफ द सिटीजनशिप. आप सिटीजनशिप को कैसे एक्वायर कर सकते हो. ठीक, तो फर्स्ट मेथड इज बाय बर्थ. ओके, सो वाया बर्थ यू कैन एक्वायर द सिटीजनशिप. ठीक, बर्थ से कैसे मिलेगा. लेट्स से अगर कोई इंसान है वो पैदा हुआ है बिफोर द 1987. ओके, मीन्स he was born between the 26th of January 1950 to July of 1987. So there's a law known as the jus soli. Jus soli means the law of the soil. Law of the soil means if you have born on the soil of the India, law of the soil means if you have born on the soil of the India, you will be considered as the Indian citizens. Means the child born in the Indian soil will be the Indian citizen. But this was with the condition that you must have been born between the 1950 to 1987. Then in the year of 1987, the Citizenship Amendment happened. And with the jus soli means the law of the soil, they have added one more thing, that one of the parents should be Indian and other not an illegal migrant. ठीक है, तो क्या था कि पहले तो सिंपल सी बात थी कि 1987 तक या उससे पहले अगर आप पैदा हुए हैं तो देयर इज अ रूल ऑफ द जस सोली. ऑन दैट बेसिस if a child born in the soil of India, he will be considered as the Indian citizen. But with the amendment of the 1987 of citizenship, there was one more thing added, that one of the parent should be Indian and other should not be an illegal migrant. Now illegal migrant का मतलब क्या होता है. Let's say if there's a person and he entered in India. Clear? He entered in India. Now without visa. ठीक है, विदाउट वीज़ा. ठीक है, तो वो इंडिया में आ गया है पर उसने वीज़ा नहीं लिया हुआ है. ठीक है, मे बी ही केम इन इंडिया वाया अ पोरस बॉर्डर, ठीक है, यू नो देयर इज अ पोरस बॉर्डर, जैसे इंडिया और नेपाल के बीच में, बांग्लादेश के बीच में देयर इज पोरस बॉर्डर, और यूएसए और मेक्सिको के बीच में भी, ठीक है, यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड दिस थिंग, ठीक है, वहाँ से लोग माइग्रेट करते हैं. सो देयर इज अ पोरस बॉर्डर and he married a girl and a child born. Now this Indian child will not going to have the Indian citizen because the man is illegal migrant. Getting a point? एक आदमी बाहर से आया without visa and he married the Indian girl and a child born. So that child will not be considered as the Indian citizen under the Citizenship Amendment Act of 1987. Clear? Now, so this was the two cases. The third, we talk about the second method via which you can acquire the Indian citizenship is via descent. Now, what is the meaning of descent? Descent, there is a term known as the jus sanguinis, means the law of the blood. What this means? Let's say there is a child born. There is a child born, and the child born outside India. Clear? The child born outside India. So that child who born outside India will be considered as the Indian citizen, but with the condition that within 1 year of his birth, the parents of that child, they need to register the birth of that child in the Indian embassy or the consulate. Clear? So this is the thing. Now उनको रजिस्टर करना पड़ेगा. Now in the USA there's also rule known as the thus soli, as it is in the India. Means इसका मतलब क्या है कि if you just fly to the USA from India, and let's say there's a girl and she gave birth to a baby in aeroplane, let's say प्लेन में ही दे दिया, ठीक, प्लेन में. बट द थिंग इज, जो प्लेन था वो यूएसए के ज्यूरिसडिक्शन, जैसे ये यूएस का ज्यूरिसडिक्शन है, इस यूएस के ज्यूरिसडिक्शन के अंतर आ गया था. सो दैट चाइल्ड विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज द यूएस सिटीजन, क्योंकि वहाँ पर नियम क्या है, देयर इज अ रूल ऑफ जस सोली. क्लियर? सो वो यूएस का सिटीजन कंसिडर किया जाएगा. ठीक है. नाउ टेक द एग्जांपल ऑफ द सेम कॉन्सेप्ट. अब इसी चाइल्ड की बात करते हैं. अब ये चाइल्ड क्या है, इंडिया से बाहर पैदा हुआ है. फॉर एग्जांपल ये यूएस की सॉइल में पैदा हुआ है, सो ही विल बी द सिटीजन ऑफ यूएस ऑल्सो, क्योंकि विद इन 1 year यू हैव टू रजिस्टर द बर्थ ऑफ दैट चाइल्ड इन द एम्बेसी और द काउंसिलेट. क्लियर? सो ऑन दैट मैटर व्हाट विल हैपन, up to 18 years the child will have the dual citizenship. Dual citizenship means he will have the citizenship of India also and he will have the citizenship of the USA also. Now in this case, as we know, in India there is a concept of the single citizenship. Clear? But in this case, up to the age of 18 years he could, or the child, or she could enjoy the dual citizenship. Okay, no matter what happened, he could enjoy the dual citizenship. But take it with a pinch of salt. After 18 years, she or he has to decide that he or she want to the citizen of which country, whether he want to continue with the citizenship of the USA or he want to relinquish that citizenship and want to become a full-fledged member of the India. Getting a point? So he has to decide this thing after 18 years. Okay, so this is what second method by which a person can become the citizen of India, or he can acquire the citizenship of India, means by descent. Clear? Now the third one is the by registration. Now how can anyone get the citizenship by registration? Now for that what he need to do means, let's say there is a person and who married to the citizen of India. For example, Sonia Gandhi. Take the example of Sonia Gandhi. Now, what is the condition to get the citizenship via the registration? Now, the lady or the man, they have to stay in India for 7 years. 7 साल उन्हें रहना पड़ेगा. Okay, and at that time they have to relinquish देयर सिटीजनशिप, यानी कि उनकी जो, जैसे सोनिया गांधी शी वॉज फ्रॉम दी इटली, ओके, सो शी हैज़ टू, और शी हैड रिलिंक्विश देयर द इटालियन सिटीजनशिप, और उसके बाद उन्हें 7 साल यहाँ पर रहना पड़ेगा, एंड आफ्टर दैट शी कुड अप्लाई for the citizenship of India via registration. So this is the third method. Now what is the fourth method? Fourth method is via naturalization. ठीक है, via naturalization. Now please pay attention. यहाँ पर कुछ सारी चीज़ें हैं that we need to understand in a little bit more depth. Now there are various method or there are various rules under the process of the naturalization. Okay, the first thing is that anyone or any citizen who want to become the citizen of India via the naturalization, now he or she should not be from that country where the Indians cannot become the citizen by naturalization. What I mean, let's say there's a person A and he want to become the citizen of India, but the thing is this citizen A is from the Saudi Arabia. Now there's a rule that any Indian citizen, for that matter let's say B, now the B cannot become the citizen of Saudi Arabia via naturalization. Now there's a condition. What I'm trying to say, let's say there's a citizen B, he is Indian citizen, and now this B want to become the citizen of Saudi Arabia, but there's a law, there's a protocol that anyone from the India cannot become the citizen of Saudi Arabia via the process of the naturalization. ठीक, तो अगर कोई इंडियन नेशनलाइजेशन के प्रोसेस से सऊदी अरेबिया का सिटीजन नहीं बन सकता, सो इन द सेम मैटर ए हु इज़ फ्रॉम दी सऊदी अरेबिया कैन नॉट बिकम द सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया वाया नेशनलाइजेशन. सो दिस इज द कंडीशन ए. तो सेकेंड बी, शी और ही नीड्स टू रिनाउंस द सिटीजनशिप ऑफ अदर कंट्री. नाउ लेट्स से फॉर दैट मैटर देयर इज अमेरिका. नाउ देयर इज अ पर्सन अगेन ए, he is from the America and he want to become the citizen of India. For that matter A needs to relinquish the citizenship of the America, यानी कि उसको पहले अमेरिका की सिटीजनशिप छोड़नी पड़ेगी. Only then he can become the citizen of India by the process of naturalization. Now the condition she, as you know that in India in the 8th schedule we have 12 शेड्यूल, 12 शेड्यूल है हमारे संविधान में. ठीक है, 8th शेड्यूल में दे हैव मेंशनड 22 लैंग्वेजेस, 22 लैंग्वेजेस को मेंशन किया गया है 8th शेड्यूल में. क्लियर? तो इफ़ एनी वन फ्रॉम दी एनी अदर कंट्री वांट टू बिकम द सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया बाय द प्रोसेस ऑफ नेशनलाइजेशन, ही और शी नीड्स टू गेट वेल वर्स्ड विद एनी वन लैंग्वेज that have mentioned in the 8th schedule. Means out of 22 he need to learn any one language. Clear? And the D one is intention. What this means, that she intended to reside in India after naturalization. ऐसा ना हो कि उसको नेचुरलाइजेशन के द्वारा सिटीजनशिप मिल गई और उसके बाद वो चला जाए इंसान यहाँ से. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं हो, उसका इंटेंशन हो यहाँ रहने का. ठीक है, so this you should know. So these are the four condition जिसमें नेचुरलाइजेशन के द्वारा आप इंडिया के सिटीजन हो वो बन सकते हो. ठीक है, अब बात करते हैं कौन कौन जो लोग हैं वो इंडिया के सिटीजन बने हैं वाया द प्रोसेस ऑफ नेचुरलाइजेशन. सो देयर इज लाइक मदर टेरेसा शी बिकम द सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया वाया द प्रोसेस ऑफ नेचुरलाइजेशन. अदनान सानी यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड. तो उन्होंने क्या किया था, ही earlier was a Canadian. ठीक, तो अदनान सानी के पास कैनेडियन सिटीजनशिप थी एंड ही रिनाउंस दैट सिटीजनशिप और उसके बाद ही एक्वायर्ड द इंडियन सिटीजनशिप बाय द प्रोसेस ऑफ द नेचुरलाइजेशन. एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम द डीन एजी ही वॉज अ इकोनॉमिस्ट। ये 3 नाम लिखे मैंने जो उन्होंने इंडियन सिटीजनशिप को एक्वायर किया है बाय द प्रोसेस ऑफ द नेचुरलाइजेशन। क्लियर? नाउ व्हाट आर द अदर मेथड? बाय द इनकॉर्पोरेशन ऑफ द टेरिटरी। जैसे सपोज अगर इंडिया ने किसी बाहर की टेरिटरी को एक्वायर कर लिया है, ठीक है, इफ़ दिस एनी टेरिटरी एंड दैट टेरिटरी बिकम द पार्ट ऑफ द इंडिया, ओके, नाउ द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ द इंडिया शैल स्पेसिफाई द पर्सन ऑफ दैट टेरिटरी दैट हु शैल बी द सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया। तो उन्हें स्पेसिफाई करने पड़ेगा। ऐसा नहीं होगा कि जैसे टेरिटरी एक्वायर किया, लेट्स से टुडे वी हैव एक्वायर्ड सम पार्ट ऑफ बांग्लादेश, तो बांग्लादेश का पार्ट एक्वायर करते ऐसा नहीं होगा कि all the citizens of the particular this area will become the citizen of India automatically. No, the government need to give the proper clarification पूरा, ठीक है, there will be process and after that the residents जो भी वहाँ के जो रेजिडेंट हैं, ठीक है, they will become the citizen of India. So this is the 5th method by the corporation of the territory. Now after that we'll talk about the loss of citizenship. हमने सिटीजनशिप तो ले ली, ठीक है, अब अगर सिटीजनशिप हमें छोड़नी है, ठीक है, सिटीजनशिप छोड़नी है किसी को, तो कैसे छोड़ सकता है? द फर्स्ट इज बाय द रेनंसिएशन। रेनंसिएशन का मतलब होता है, मे बी यू कैन कॉल्ड इट एज दी वॉलंटरी। आपने जो सिटीजनशिप है इंडिया की वो वॉलंटरी छोड़ दी है, ठीक है, मीन्स इट इज़ अ वॉलंटरी एक्ट बाय विच अ पर्सन आफ्टर एक्वायरिंग द सिटीजनशिप ऑफ अनदर कंट्री गिव्स अप हर इंडियन सिटीजनशिप. Means the same example, there's a person A and this A acquired the citizenship of America. Now after getting the citizenship of America, A ने क्या किया, A की जो इंडियन सिटीजनशिप थी, ठीक, वो उसने क्या किया, वो उसने छोड़ दी, रिलिंक्विश कर दी. ओके, सो दिस इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ द रेनंशिएशन. तो इस ए ने जो सिटीजनशिप छोड़ी है वो क्यों छोड़ी है, वो वॉलंटरली छोड़ी है, यानी खुद से छोड़ी है, उस पर ऊपर कोई दबाव नहीं थी, ठीक है, तो उसने छोड़ दी. फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू मस्ट हैव हर्ड द नेम ऑफ द M.F. हुसैन, दैट इज द मकबूल फिदा हुसैन. क्लियर? सो M.F. हुसैन जो थे मीन्स ही इज़ अ पेंटर, ठीक है, वो बहुत अच्छी पेंटिंग बनाते थे, बहुत अच्छे से बनाते थे. बट थिंग इज़ कि उनकी जो पेंटिंग थी, दैट पेंटिंग्स ऑफन कम्स टू दी क्रिटिसिज्म. ठीक, उनकी जो पेंटिंग्स थी वो क्रिटिसिज्म में आ जाती थी, यानी कि मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम वो कंट्रोवर्सी में आ जाती थी. ठीक, कंट्रोवर्सी में आ जाती थी, वैसी पेंटिंग बनाते थे. तो उसके बाद कई सारी उन्होंने, मतलब ही इज़ जस्ट एक्सप्रेसिंग हिज व्यूज़, ठीक है, बिकॉज ही हैज़ द फ्रीडम ऑफ राइट टू फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच एक्सप्रेशन. सो ऑन दैट बेसिस ही इज़ डूइंग, ही इज़ अ फ्री सोल, वो कर रहे थे, नो प्रॉब्लम एट ऑल, ही वॉज आर्टिस्ट. द थिंग इज़ इसकी वजह से कई सारी प्रॉब्लम्स हो रही थी. एंड आफ्टर दैट ही रिनाउंसिएट, उन्होंने क्या किया, उन्होंने इंडियन जो सिटीजनशिप थी उसको क्या कर दिया, रिनाउंस कर दिया. द रिनाउंसिएशन of the Indian citizenship done by the M.F. Hussain, Maqbool Fida Hussain. Clear? So, and then afterward he become the British citizen. The next is the via the termination. Now, what is the termination? Termination का मतलब होता है it takes place by the operation of the law. ठीक है, so by operation of law. Termination कैसा होता है? By the operation of law. As soon as a citizen of India voluntarily acquire the citizenship of another country. अगर उसने वॉलंटरी अपनी सिटीजनशिप को एक्वायर कर लिया है, ठीक है, तो जैसे ही वो सिटीजनशिप यूएसए, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल यही एग्जांपल लेते हैं, इस कंडीशन में क्या हो रहा था, ए जो था वो अमेरिका की सिटीजनशिप को एक्वायर किया उसने, और जैसे ही एक्वायर किया उसने तुरंत इंडिया की सिटीजनशिप को छोड़ दिया. पर इस केस में, टर्मिनेशन के केस में, ये ए सेम पर्सन है और इसने क्या किया, अमेरिका की सिटीजनशिप को तो एक्वायर किया, इंडिया की सिटीजनशिप को छोड़ा नहीं. तो ऑपरेशन बाय लॉ, ठीक है, तो इंडिया का जो पूरा डायस्पोरा है, वो नॉट डायस्पोरा, मतलब सर वो देखेंगे, और उसके बाद जो लॉ है अंडर द सिटीजनशिप अमेंडमेंट एक्ट, वहाँ पर जो इंडिया की जो सिटीजनशिप है इस बंदे की वो क्या हो जाएगी, वो ख़त्म कर दी जाएगी। क्लियर? सो दिस इज द प्रोसेस, द टर्मिनेशन। रिनंशिएशन एंड टर्मिनेशन दे आर क्वाइट सिमिलर प्रोसेस, बट द डिफरेंस इज दैट यहाँ पर इन द रिनंशिएशन दे आर वॉलंटरी लिविंग देयर सिटीजनशिप, बट इन टर्मिनेशन द सिटीजनशिप विल बी terminated by the operation of law. This is the basic difference between the renunciation and termination. Now the next is by the deprivation. Deprivation का मतलब क्या होता है, वंचित कर दिया गया आपको उससे, ठीक। What this means? Deprivation, let's say there's a person and he stayed out of the India. He stayed out of India for more than 7 years continuously. Now in this condition the Indian citizenship of this person A will be deprivated, उसे छीन ली जाएगी, but this condition not applies to the students. If there is a student and this student is studying abroad, for that matter his Indian citizenship will not be deprivated from him, ठीक है, बिकॉज there's a some reason why he was out because of study. Clear? Now there's a B point here, that there's a compulsory termination of the citizenship, यानी कि compulsorily उसको terminate कर दिया गया है, ठीक है, on the basis of the maybe the order of the central government. Clear? Or on the basis of the fraud. Let's say you have acquired the Indian citizenship but via the method of the false representation. Okay, so you have acquired the Indian citizenship but via the false representation, or maybe you have done the concealment of fact, concealment of materials, ठीक है, या लॉयल्टी, तो आपने कुछ भी ऐसा कुछ गड़बड़ किया होगा, ठीक है, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट इफ द अथॉरिटीज विल बी इन द पोजिशन टू नो दैट यू हैव डन some sort of mischievous work or some sort of disloyalty, on that condition they will deprive you of the Indian citizenship. Clear? So this is the lecture. In this lecture what we have talked about, first let's revise it again. First मैंने बताया था कि the Indian citizenship mentioned in the part 2 of the Indian Constitution from the Article 5 to Article 11, and there's a law known as the Indian Citizenship Act of 1955, and there are various provisions mentioned regarding the citizenship of India. And what is the citizenship? It is a type of romance between the state and the citizens, and it is a type of the symbiotic relation. And here the state gives the right to the citizen, and in return the citizens perform some sort of duties. Then we have talked about the Hannah Arendt. She was a German American philosopher and the historian. What she said, that the citizenship, it is the right to have the rights. Means if you have the right of the citizenship, your window to avail more rights that are provided in the Constitution of India is open for that matter. Then we have talked about the difference between the domicile and the residence. The residence is something where you want to reside, but the domicile is something where you are residing right now, but you also have the intention to reside for that matter for a very long time. Clear? And the word domicile is not mentioned in the Constitution. Now the domicile could be of the two type. The first is the domicile of the origin, where you have born. The second is the domicile of choice, where you want to live. And the Aadhar, it is not the proof of the citizenship. The Aadhar is the proof of the domicility or your domicile. The next is the residence. I told you the residence could be of two types. The first one is the citizens and the alien. Citizens, they owe the political allegiance to the India or to the state, but the foreigners, they owe the political allegiance to their native country. And what is the meaning of allegiance? The meaning of allegiance is some sort of emotional, intellectual bonding that a citizen has with the state. Citizens has all the civil and the political right. Clear? And the alien could be of the two type also, the friendly and the enemy. Friendly is the alien of that country with which India has good healthy relation, but the enemy is that country with which India is at the war. Then we have talked about the juristic personality, means if there's a, let's say, company, there's a person who's non-living or anything, any object, so by law, for that matter, for the matter of the legal procession, that will be considered as the juristic personality. Let's say, for example, any company or anything else. Then we have talked about the importance of the citizenship, that for that matter, the political membership, the citizenship provide to you so that you can avail many rights, and you also have the permanent allegiance, and there's a give and take, there's a pragmatic relations between the citizen and the state, and no dual citizenship provision is there in the Indian Constitution, but it is there in the US Constitution. We have adopted the single citizenship from the UK, and then I have explained the various method by which you can acquire the Indian citizenship. For example, by birth, if you have born between the 1950 to 1987, there's a rule of the jus soli, means the law of the land. If the child born in India, he become the citizen of India. Then in the year of 1987, we have amended the Citizenship Act, and we have added, apart from the jus soli, there should be one parent that will be Indian, and apart from that, the other should not be an illegal migrant. The next we have talked about the by the descent. Descent means the law of the blood, just sanguinis. Means there's a child, and the child born in outside India, so that child will be considered as an Indian child. But the thing is, within the 1 year of his birth, he has, the parents of that child need to register the birth of that child in the Indian embassy or the consulate, and up to the 18 years of the age, that child will be considered as the citizen of the India as well as the country where he has born. And at the age of, after the 18 years, he has the right, or he is that much conscience, he has that much conscience, or he is in a position to decide whether he want to be the continue with the citizenship of India or want to relinquish the Indian citizenship. Then we have talked about the registration. By registration, one can also become the citizen, just like the Sonia Gandhi, she has become. For that matter, you have to stay in India for at least 7 years continuously. Now, by the process of the naturalization. Now, in naturalization, I have explained you various methods that any person cannot become the citizen of India if any Indian cannot also become the citizen of that country by the process of the naturalization. Apart from that, I told you that you should know at least one language that is mentioned in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution. They mentioned 22 total language. Out of that, you have to at least know one of them. For example, there are many a person, Mother Teresa, Nansani, and Jean Desi. And the next is the incorporation of territory. If India acquire any territory, then the member of that territory automatically, not all the become the citizen of India, but there will be the process, and the rest of them will become the citizen of India. Loss of the citizenship. Renunciation means you are voluntarily leaving the citizenship of India. Termination means it is by the law, means you have acquired the citizenship of any other country, and by law the administration is removing you from the authority of the citizenship of India, from holding the authority of the Indian citizenship. The third is the by the deprivation, means you are out of the Indian country for continuously near about 7 years, so you will be deemed to deprive your citizenship. But this will not apply to the student, or you have falsely registered your citizenship as the Indian citizens. These are the various methods we have talked about regarding the citizenship. नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में हम बात करेंगे रिगार्डिंग दी फंडामेंटल राइट. तो नेक्स्ट चैप्टर में हम फंडामेंटल राइट्स चैप्टर को स्टार्ट करेंगे. ये पार्ट 2 कंप्लीट हो गया. नेक्स्ट पार्ट में हम लोग पार्ट 3 के बारे में बात करेंगे. सो टिल देन टेक केयर, गुड बाय. अगर आपको लेक्चर अच्छा लगा होगा, प्लीज़ डू लेट मी नो इन द कमेंट सेक्शन. अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ ये लेक्चर को शेयर कर सकते हैं, और अगर आपको कुछ रिक्वायरमेंट है, कोई नीड है, कुछ फीडबैक देना चाहते हैं, यू कैन ऑल्सो गिव इन दी कमेंट सेक्शन. टिल देन टेक केयर, गुड बाय. जय हिंद, जय भारत.